What is up, everybody? This is Jay, aka MultimediaJay, and welcome to the 2020s, the era of the crossover between live streaming and YouTube videos, to where even when I do old formats like this, the old vlog format, I cannot play dumb by pretending that all this wonderful new technology that has come out in the past couple of years, or several years in this case, hasn't become a thing. It's my 40th birthday today, and as you all know, those of you that follow this channel, I stopped doing birthday vlogs when I turned 34, because I was old enough to remember when my dad turned 34 when I was a little kid, and it was quite sobering to realize I'd gotten old enough to be an age that I remember my dad turning when I was really little. Well, now I'm 40, and I remember when my dad turned 40. And it's, well, I'd say it's definitely a morbid milestone that I'm officially middle-aged now, but what can you do? Now, like we said back in the 90s, life sucks, then you die. Even that's a dated reference these days, to the tune of an entire generation. Sorry, I'm a millennial. I still walk about sometimes like the 80s were 20 years ago. What do you gotta do? Age happens. Since the last birthday vlog, got a gray patch that I could throw some dye on if I really wanted to. But all this wonderful technology has come out that wasn't a thing when I was first getting into YouTube. Lights that are all LED now, no more CFs. Then you could also voice control them, smart lights, smart devices, televisions that have little computers inside of them for smart TVs. Smartphones are amazing now. I can definitely tell you that since my birthday vlog when I turned 30, a lot more cool, wonderful things have come out that I wish could have been more of a thing back in my day. So here I am at 40 enjoying these things as I go barreling into middle age, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. My dad at least sent me a card. An impossible birthday stunt. Put your tongue on this spot, then sing the birthday song without moving it. Well, we did this on stream, but just for an encore. Ooh, at least it's a Hallmark card. Don't feel bad. Nobody at the store could do it either. Happy birthday. Happy 40th, Jay. Hope you make 40 more. Dad and my stepmother. Yeah. I'm adopting a few things that he used to say. Like, how you doing, Jay? All right for an old man. And, of course, his favorite, getting old sucks. You know, I've spent the first chunk of my life feeling like 40 was kind of that point of no return for being old. But there's, like, articles out there, oh, things can still be fun in your 40s. Well, age is what it is. No matter what kind of nice explanations you think up, truth of the matter is, once you're no longer a teenager, you're no longer a teenager. When you're no longer a 20-something, you're no longer a 20-something. When you're no longer a 30-something, you're no longer a 30-something. And when you screw up your lighting so much that it turns your teeth more yellow despite drinking coffee and stuff like that, well, what are you going to do? All right, this could just be a one-take thing with the way I stream nowadays. But yeah, streaming internet came to my neck of the woods in the last 10 years, along with all this wonderful technology, and now I take part in it. Now I'm making vlogs and stuff like that here in the 2020s with this kind of stuff. Okay, well, let's do a little something that is a nod to what I did back when I turned 30. When I turned 30, being old was kind of a meme instead of something that could be somewhat serious. I ate some prunes. And I was like, haha, I'm old and I'm eating prunes. Well, that was the 2010s, and this is the 2020s. And it wouldn't be the 2020s without screwed up supply chains as we emerge from the COVID pandemic in certain parts of the world. So I went to do the prunes thing again like I did back when I was 30. And because it's the 2020s and said supply chains are all screwed up, the Walmart was out of prunes. How do you run out of prunes? I don't know. This is the 2020s we're talking about, though. So I decided to go for something else in a similarly purple bag. Mission figs. I have no idea what these taste like. Absolutely no idea. But they're shriveled up thingies. What is it? They're shriveled up thingies in a bag. Can we get this on the shot correctly? Yeah. They're shriveled up things in a bag It's kind of purplish, and it's sold near... Well, raisins would have been too obvious. I mean, raisins... Having a box of raisins is something your mom puts in your lunch when you're a kid, or at least it was in my day. But raisins would be too obvious. So the store's out of prunes. Let's get adventurous now, shall we? Walmart Great Value Mission Figs. I don't even know what these taste like. Are these even going to taste like grapes? Yeah. This will be another decade with no Metamucil. There we go. Yeah, definitely some shriveled up like thingy, but what do they taste like? 3, 2, 1. Mm-hmm. It's basically a really big raisin. But weren't prunes basically raisins anyways? Not as slimy as the Stop and Shop stuff. Keep your drinks handy, ladies and gentlemen. Not as wild as the Stop and Shop stuff. Not as slimy as the prunes, but it's basically a giant raisin. And it tastes like a giant raisin. So fitting. 110 calories and plenty of fiber. I understand fiber is a very important thing when you get old. We shall have some more of those later. So what can I say? Being old is old. Being old is being old. You know, I think probably the best lesson that I can bequeath to the young people that I am passing the torch to, now that I'm no longer technically a young guy. I think the best lesson that I can send off to these future generations is a lesson not unlike the philosophy of Ferris Bueller. Life comes at you fast. If you don't have some fun once in a while, you could miss it. I'd go so far as to think about it this way. Your life is what you do with it or don't do with it. It's the sum total of the decisions, good and bad and otherwise, that you make. But there is nothing more valuable. Not a big job, not a big college education. There is nothing more valuable than your time. So ask yourself, as you go about things and whatnot, like where you work, what you do, where you are. Remember that if you think you're a valuable person, your time is just as valuable. So think about how it all links together, past, present, and future. What kind of future do you want to have? And then build that in the best years of your life when you're young. It's, tempting. Indigestion from those things. Why? It's tempting, to just party because you're young. But you can also build something up when you're young that'll let you have fun later in life as well. So, your life is definitely what you make of it. But understand this. Whatever years that you happen to be blessed with, make the most of them. Because, when you see yourself going into your autumn or your winter or the end is in sight, or you feel like the birthday you celebrate could be your last, you don't want to be heading towards the end of your life feeling like you haven't really lived or you haven't really done what you wanted to do. So always, always, always know the value of your time. Whether you're slaving away at a job or you're in a relationship with somebody, or you're getting married, or you're having kids, always know your life is not worthless and neither is your time. Think about how you use it. Because probably one of the worst things that happens in life is that you don't realize just how far along you are. You might think that you're not as far along as you think you are. So yeah, I turned 40. If I only live to be 60-something years old, my life is already mostly over. It doesn't feel like it at all, though. If I live to be 70-something, same deal. If I live to be 80, we're at the halftime show. I don't see any cheerleaders or any, musicians or anything, but That's life. So, I think Billy Graham said at one point, your life is like a vapor. You know, here one moment, gone the next. Do what you can with it. You don't want to be feeling like you're wasting your life or wasting your time or wasting your youth or anything of that sort. So, it's the 2020s. Streaming has affected how YouTube works, but I do hope that in the last 10 years, since that horrible-looking Samsung camera of 2012, things have gotten better, at least in terms of me doing this stuff. I can throw some dye on this to darken it back up if people really want me to. Put on makeup to cover the wrinkles and or become a VTuber and just voice a character for the rest of my time that I'm involved with YouTube and this kind of stuff. There are lots of options available. It's the 2020s. And the 2020s, despite getting off to such a rocky start, I think definitely still have some potential as a decade. Absolutely. Could be the new Roaring 20s despite their start. Since the 2010s, I have gone from laid off, feeling like I'm worthless in life, to becoming a very valued member of the team where I work these days. From the kind of person who ran himself into the ground and had to remember to take vacations in December, to someone who really understands the value of work-life balance. And going from somebody who's dejected, thinking that the end of their 20s was the end of all the fun they were ever going to have in their life, to somebody who's looking for things to actually get better in his 40s. Life, folks, is what you make of it. And whatever time you have, see what you can do. There's always those magical two words. Now what? Keep on keeping on, folks. As far as birthday vlogs go, you get to a certain part of your life, you're no longer a fan of birthdays. I think 40 is the cutoff for me. Do I really want to be doing one of these if I hit 50? Who knows what'll happen in the next 10 years with everything that's going, with what the 2020s have done so far. This could be the last one of these that I ever do. I certainly had enough of these things back when I turned 34. Never mind turning 40. Well then. If any of you folks want to unsubscribe because you think I'm over the hill, thanks for watching. Otherwise, I'll do exactly what I just got done talking about. Keeping on, keeping on. And how fitting that I bring back an old format with the old vlogs. For an old-timer's birthday. Still not used to this streaming camera stuff. Mission figs. I don't know what the difference is between these and prunes. They definitely taste like raisins, though. Well then. I shall continue having these oversized raisins. I shall continue doing stuff on YouTube. And I shall continue taking my own advice of keeping on and keeping on. Because truly, life is what you make of it. No matter how many times you've been around you've been around the sun. No matter how many birthdays you've had. Nobody asks to get old. It kind of just happens. Might as well just deal with it. And do what you can with whatever time that you have. That's all any of us can do. Thanks for watching all these years, everybody. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by. And getting old sucks!